Okay, so we're going to learn how to program in the language Python. But before we do that, we need to make sure we understand what programming is and what programming languages are. Programming is simply giving instructions to a computer to complete a task. That could be displaying something on a screen, adding some numbers, or even driving a car. Just like we have multiple ways of communicating as humans, which we call languages, there are multiple ways to communicate with computers, and we call those programming languages. Python is a popular programming language for creating AI and machine learning applications. In order to use Python or any other programming language, you have to understand its syntax. Syntax are just the rules of the language. If you disobey the syntax, the computer won't understand what you're saying and it will give you an error. Okay, so let's see what that looks like. Let's say we wanted to create a very simple program where we just print the message "Hello World" to the screen. In Python, we can do that by typing print "Hello World." So I did print, open parentheses, open quotation marks. I put my message, close quotation marks, close parentheses. Print "Hello World." And we see that it works and it prints to the screen. Now, let's say I didn't put print. Let's say instead I said show. It means pretty much the same thing. And I try to run that. I'm going to get this big error because Python is saying, I don't know what show means. It disobeys the syntax. It disobeys the rules. Python expects that when you want to show something on the screen, when you want to print something on the screen, you use the word print. Let's say I go back to print, but I do an uppercase P. If I run this, again, Python is going to say, I don't know what print is because the syntax for Python, the rules for Python says use a lowercase p. If I got rid of one of these parentheses and I ran it, it would give me an error. It says, hey, I expect something to be here. Same thing if I put the parenthesis back but get rid of one of my closing quotations or my opening quotation. It's going to say, wait, I expect something to be there. So let's put that back. But let's say we misspelled hello. What would happen? In this case, it still works. That's because anything inside of the red, anything inside of my quotations, Python will let me do what I want. It doesn't matter. It doesn't disobey the rules. If I misspell something or if I type gibberish, it's just going to print that gibberish to the screen. Now we still want to make sure that we spell things right, so I'll go back to hello world.